Hey folks, welcome back to the lab. Well, shocker, a lantern project. And yeah, this is little something different. Well, they're all something different, right? I've been having some good stuff lately. But this is a Dietz little giant. That is a large fount little wizard. And very cool that this has got a quite a vintage little wizard globe in it, with the very first of the lock knobs on there, the little wedges that are on there. Anyway, you see a lot of these around, like these are still made. These are still made, I believe. At least they were very recently, made in Hong Kong. But this here is a made in the USA. This is a 1954 little giant with the 70-hour fount. And you can see it's pretty gross. And I want to see what this looks like without the paint on it. I got this for a song. I mean, seriously, I got this for nearly nothing. Should have been nothing. But you know, there's no, daddy long legs right there. And everything looks good. I mean, if I would say if this was made in Hong Kong, this thing would probably be riddled with pinholes. But I'm hoping we are all right here. A little rusty, but you know, hey, what do you want for nothing? But I think this is going to clean up just fine. Just fine. I don't know what the burner looks like, but I'm sure. I am sure that we can get this look nice. So, all right, let's take her apart and take a look. Boy, oh boy, yeah, 70-hour fount. I'm certainly not going to test that theory out, but let's take a look at this thing here. What do you think? All right. So let's get. Oh. Wow, okay. Yeah, globe plate shot. Okay. I might have something. Oh, that's got a crack. What a bummer. Oh, well. This is an old one, but that'll still be nice for display. So I'll try to keep that intact. Wash it and then put some super glue on there to hold it. Bummer, man. Well. I mean, these are numerous. I mean, these are everywhere. At least for me. But I'm pretty sure this is an early Little Wizard globe. Too bad. I can tell by these wedges here. I call them wedges. They're the lock knobs, but... Okay. Well, darn it. I think I have another one of these, a modern one. Let me take a peek before we continue. If not, I mean, this is... Ooh. All right, there we go. Cool. I'll grab that off of there. It's not going to be blue, but we're taking the paint off, so no big deal. See, this is a made in Hong Kong. No, it's not. No, it's not. But yeah, okay. So yeah, this is a. Oh yeah, City of New York. I forget. I'm revisiting some of this covered in tar. Yeah, City of New York. Yeah, but so this is in that little gap where they did not put patent dates on. So this is somewhere in the upper 50s, late 50s. You know, maybe 57, 58, somewhere in there. All right, let's see. All right, cool. All right, let's get this off of there, and we'll continue. Hold on a minute. All right, so first we'll get this off. just in case we notice something in the process. I do apologize for my runny nose, but I have pneumonia. On top of everything else, yep, I have got pneumonia and an upper respiratory something or other going on. So I got lungs full of lung butter and I got a nose full of brain fluid. So my brain fluid's leaking out. And I think this hinge is going to be a nicer shape as well. So we'll grab that. Ooh, what is that? Oh yeah, this thing's got tar all over it. Most likely City of Rochester patching up a pothole or something. I'm trying to manipulate that in a way where I'm not bending it more than I should. Oh, we got a burner too. Great. It looks like the burner over here is probably pretty toasted. Okay, we'll save that. All covered in tar. Maybe a Dremel bit will get some of that off of there. Oh, come on now. Are you going to be like that? All right. Okay. Well, let me start a new little parts area here. Got our little hingy thing. Might as well get this little hingy doodad off of here too. Got that one. Now, burners. Burner A, right here. Yeah, darn it. This is assessment right here. This is what we're testing things out, see what we're dealing with. Well, this looks nice and clean. I don't know what's holding it on there, but you know, it's a little croil around there. Croil is awesome. Not sure if that's what's sticking, but we'll find out. All right, so let me give that a minute. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get my pipe wrench because we may need that for assistance here. One sec. All right, so I'm gonna try giving it a little knock. Because I can take my time on this one over here because we want to get this off so we can get the some paint coming off of this thing. All right, I'm gonna give it a little tap-a-roo here, see if we can loosen her up. Yeah, that did the trick. Ah, yeah, I can see. Rusty. A little hunk of something left in there. There's probably a wick or two or three down in the fount. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see what it looks like in there. Looks nice. Looks nice. I can see my face in it. Ah! Okay, that doesn't look bad at all. But like I said, if this was made in Hong Kong, that would be famous last words. But we'll see once we get a wheel on that and look. We should be all right. Either way, I think we'll be all right with sealing it up. And seal all, regardless. Little Giant 70-hour fountain. Okay, so we got everything off there that we need. Let's see, do I want to take that off? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the difference here. There's the difference in a couple of years manufacturing. So this, I mean, they couldn't put New York on it, right? Made in New York, USA. So yeah, there's the difference between 54 and whatever this is, probably 58, maybe 59. Oh, yeah, the burner. Might as well give this one a little tap-a-roo here while we're at it. Boom. Nice fresh wick. Great. Nice to have good donor. All right, so we got that. This is City, New York. Me, I can't help but grab stuff as branded, and I've grabbed this a long time ago. I forgot it was there. But City, New York. I mean, Jesus, they made billions of these things, I bet. All right, we're done with this. So we'll put this. There's a rusty one. There. There you go. I got somebody to hang out with. All right, let me put this back in the junk locker. All right, so we'll have these to work on. Ooh, boy. Look at all that. Oh, it's still soft, the tar. Should be able to get that off. Without, I should almost just burn it off. Couldn't I just burn it off? Oh yeah, I bet you I could. Just loosen it up with the torch. Wonder if Easy Off will get the tar off. Yeah, I'll give it a try. You may learn something. You may learn something. This is sound. Funny looking shape, but it is sound. They're both weird shape. There's that other one. Must have just been mushed. I don't know, but yeah, just mushed. Somebody probably couldn't get the globe out. Who knows? I wonder if I can get that cone out of there. Maybe I could save that. Nah, I got a million of these darn things. That one's pretty bad anyway. All right. So, to the sink with you. This I can work on in the interim. He made in USA. Excellent. Off the donor. Also clean up just fine. Put that over there. We didn't need the rubber pipe wrench. Well, I forget what you call this thing, but it is less invasive than putting an actual pipe wrench on there. All right. So now I'm going to go to the lab sink, which is the house kitchen, and put some Easy Off on this, plop it in the bag. In the meantime, oh yeah, this cap needs its paint off as well. All right. Okay, to the lab sink I go. Let me just hold on a minute here. I just kind of want to get rid of I'm going to make it easier for the paint removal system. All right, we are back in the lab, and so I see this tar in here, and I'm going to heat it up a little bit and see if it would make it a little easier for me to get this out of here. The oh yeah, okay, good. Let me get a rag. Yeah, okay, good. Not gonna need that, but it won't take much. Maybe. Ooh, that stinks, man. Wow. I'm gonna ruin this rag, but all right, so what I've been trying to do is get all this tar off this globe card. Yeah, ruin this rag. But I had to get this stuff out of there. Because all it would do, if on a bench grinder, all it would do was just heat it up, and it would fling it around the room, and wouldn't be cool, man. Wouldn't be cool. But I got a lot of it off. A lot of it, as you can see from this rag here. Okay, that's gonna that gets us pretty close. May just do one more little around here, and then I'll use the screwdriver to kind of get in the corner there. Almost there. I got a lot of this tar off of here, and that cleaned up real nice, and yeah, a lot of the paint off. But we're gonna go take this to the bench grinder, clean up. There's a couple of spots that are bugging me, but I think we might still look real nice here. I've seen worse. All right, I'm gonna head over to the bench grinder, and I'll be back. And I'm not sure what is going on. I just did a operating system update on my phone, so if I'm missing big gaps of stuff here, yeah, it's all my fault. It's all me. All right, let me go do some bench grinding here. I'll be back. All right, so now I'm gonna go to a junk bit, and I just happen to notice right on top of the pile a fresh junk bit. And we'll come back to this pointy bit at some point. Maybe not this particular one, but a pointy bit nonetheless. Come on now. Yep, that one just, yeah, that one's shot. Probably because I just broke it trying to get it off. All right, so junk bit. We'll try it on a number of areas, and then on to the next tool. Okay, so this cleaned up real nice, and I could smell the tar burning from the friction. All right, so junk bit here and here, and then we will continue with other bits as well. right, so I'm going to go to this cheapo wheel bit that's already completely fallen apart, but I'm going to try to use it to get in a couple spots that I think it is helpful with before it's completely destroyed. So, all right, here we go. Right, well, once again, it stopped recording on me, and I do apologize. And I did wreck this bit, as you can see. All I did was get the seams and the kind of things that this kind of bit will help with. So that shot. Here's one that's partially used, regular one. Yeah. All right. Boy, I mean, it's impossible for me to stare at the screen while working on a lantern to see if it stopped recording. Really weird. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I just updated the phone's operating system. This is an Android, a Google phone. Right. All right, let's get back to it. Here, this is the kind of thing that wrecks bits, but hey, what the heck? We got to do it, right? What else are we here for? All right, let's get at it. Well, for the fun of it, I'm going to plop a little acetone down in here and see what that does with this tar, being a petroleum product. I think that did the trick. Oh, good. That cleaned us out. Good. So now I can use a Dremel and not just push tar around here. I see how the tar had protected that tin. Notice that? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if this was completely encased in tar, we'd have a nice, beautifully clean lantern. Acetone. Acetone. Okay, let's try that again. Is that one, this thing shot? Yeah, let's try it again. those little pinholes. Look at this pinholes that showed up right there. I knew this was the heaviest area right here. But like I said, that's in the air chamber, no big deal. But I'll try to patch them up with something. We'll see. They're probably going to get a little bigger before they even get fixed up. So, all right, that's going to do it for tonight. Okay, where's that water coming from? Nothing on the bottom. Every once in a while I see a drip, but I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah. That explains it. There's still some in the fount. Okay. Well, let's I'm gonna keep all the caps off so all that we don't need more water. Well, we don't need more rust in there. That'd be bad. Rust is bad. Okay, so this is looking all right. Looking all right. You know, this is an old boy. It's an old boy already. I mean, you know, 1954. Even though I just finished up a lantern from the 1880s and possibly late 1870s. Crazy old. But this is still old, man. This is still like 75 years old. Heck. All right, folks, that's going to do it here for this evening. And tomorrow's going to come up just like... And my hands will be cleaner, too. Ah, my hands are so clean. Okay, well, it is the next morning, and there's a little something I just want to do here before I continue the rest of the day, because I want this to be dry for us to finish it up. So this I have not used in quite a while. I had gotten this just to try it out. So this is a tank weld, JB Weld it. I didn't feel like mixing up a batch of the other stuff because yeah, it's just I would have so much extra. So what this is the two types. That's the bonder and stuff. So you mix them together, and that makes the putty. I already cut off 10 times more than we're going to need, but I have been using this stuff for quite a while. I also use it up, and it's inexpensive for little things like this. So, little tube of that. So you take this, you know, you're probably supposed to be wearing gloves and everything, but you take these two different types of whatever this stuff is, they activate each other. So we kind of mix it up like silly putty until it's all a consistent color. And that'll be our putty to fill our little holes here on the air tube. So I can continue with this later. I'm just going to need 2 little tiny blobs of this. While I'm mixing that, I'm just throwing a little acetone just for fun. All right. Let that acetone dry up as I mix. And this stuff will start setting pretty quick. You'll be able to start feeling it set already as you're mixing it. All right, looks like I'm not even going to need my little plate here. All right, so here we have our little holes. Now you can't see them where you're at. See those little holes right there? Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take little tiny bits of this. Oh man, way more than we needed, but that's all right. This is just gonna kind of blend in. This will all just kind of blend in there and disappear. I kind of don't like that. I just wanted to fill those little darn holes in there. I don't know. I'm a fan of all this. Yeah, okay. Well, That'll be all right, I think. We'll just sand that down when it's done. We'll see. So, and that, you know, any other kind of holes that would show up, I think the more I grinded at that, the bigger those holes would get. Okay, cool. So that'll do it for that. We're not going to need this little blob for anything else. And like I said, this will be sandable and stuff. Yeah, it'll almost be unnoticeable, really. I'm just making sure we got pressure on all the surfaces. No bubbles underneath. This little wooden thing is flat on the end, so I'm just kind of pounding it in. And I can feel it setting up more and more as I'm touching it too. Okay, good. So, what do you think? Oops. So there's our little spot right there. It had a couple of holes. I don't know why I filled in the whole darn thing, but I think that'll look more consistent than the two little blobs sitting on there. Okay, so we'll let that set up and we'll play with that in a couple hours when I get back up in here. It's such a nice day out that I'm going to go out and enjoy the day. All right, folks. More later. Okay, so we are back, and the putty has hardened to a nice rock-hard finish. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try a little bit with a wheel, kind of see if I can. It really doesn't need to do much of anything. I mean, it blends in beautifully. So maybe I'll just do like I'm usually doing. I'm gonna give this a once over with an 800 grit, and then we'll steel wool it, and I think we're done with this thing. Not a whole lot more, you know, you want to do to this thing. It's had its rough spots, but I think they're all going to be okay. And this is going to look pretty nice once it's oiled up. It is far from perfect, but it is pretty cool. And I think somebody will enjoy it very much. People that like these high capacity founts. All right, that ham radio going in the background, of course, right? God willing. All right, so let's do a little 800 grit all over, and then we'll steel wool it. And we'll look at our little repair there, and then put everything together. Oh, well, we got to oil it up. Duh. All right, I'll be back. So something I want to check on before. What is going on with these radios? All right, so I want to make sure that this is all bent correctly. We can come together a little more on that. Boom, click, click. There we go. That's how lock knobs work, folks. You get them in the right spots. Boom. Hold that sucker in place. All right, well, I just can't be in there right now because I gotta put it on the lantern. So, and this is our little wizard globe that we're gonna pop on there. I got lots of clear ones. All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna say let's treat now, but it's really no big deal. We'll do this now. Right, let's oil it up. Oiled linseed oil with some kerosene, as usual. Big old kid painting brush. Let's oil it up. Doesn't really need it on the bottom, but there are some patches down here. Who knows what kind of environment this thing will be spending the rest of its existence in. All right, let's see. All them blemishes come right back out, which is what I want. Character. It's character lines. It's crow's feet. It's missing teeth or any kind of strange things. Something this old may have. Yeah, there's some beautiful color right there. All right, so we are all oiled up. We got our donated globe plate with globe guard, filler cap from the other late 50s Dietz. Now, we got the original wick here. We can plop right back in. I have no problem with that. Okay, so we found that those wicks were the cheapo hollow ones that Dietz burners do not like. So that's why I wasn't feeding in there right. So I found a nice vintage one. This is pretty close. I mean, this will get you a couple of weeks of burning, but you're gonna, with a huge fountain like this, you're gonna want a fresh wick. Whoa. Yeah, the spring is not super duper strong. It doesn't like to push back down very much. It's okay. It's not like you're sitting there opening it up every 5 seconds. right, that is it. We got a 70-hour font, 1954. Oh, by the way, let's see if there's any. Yeah, there is a born on year, no month, and no factory code. Interesting stuff. Huh. Okay, well, that's gonna do it for this. We're not gonna fire it up. I mean, you know, it'll fire up. I mean, hell, I'm not gonna put a shit ton of kerosene in there. Very nice. Okay, I haven't done them. This is like the most modern lantern I think I've done lately, except for the strange one made in India that I just did a week or two ago. I'd say that was probably a little more modern, like 60s, maybe 70s. All right, well, here we go, folks. That's gonna do it for the little giant. And hey, until next time, thank you, and don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.